Hello there tubers, back on the old eriba after having a few days off. I had to have a bit of a break. The roof destroyed me, need a bit of energy, so I'm back on the firm now, and a little bit of an update really. So paint's all on the roof, all looking good. I did do a bit of a mess up really. I've had to go all over it with thinners, but it's still, if you can hear it, that's the 2-pack lacquer dust has ran a bit of the apron there, so I've had to sort of like attack it with a bit of thinners. Bit of a mistake really, but I'll clean that off so it's ready for polishing. The bottom's already had one polish before it even went on there. Right, what else is there? Right, the next plan obviously is to wet flat all the top and to polish it all, but also I've then got to also do the door beforehand. So I've just got the door out, and obviously it needed a few repairs, which I'll show you in a minute, and also the hinges. They're a little bit grim, the actual hinges. I'll show you them in a while, so you can see us refurbing the hinges. There's all the doorway, but we need to put the door on, then that way we can polish the whole thing together. The front gas bottle cover, this is actually aluminium. We've tried it on there because this bit here was missing. We couldn't remember if there was an aluminium piece bit in there or whether it was painted. Turns out we looked at old pictures and that was painted, but then also we've got a strip that goes through there, so that you probably find that's what covers it as well. This here, I put some paint stripper on that, get that back to Ali. That can be all polished. There's a wrinkly finish that goes along the bottom there. We'll put some sort of chemical, clean them up a little bit. So this has got to come off, be stripped, and that can be polished as well. So then you start getting a picture of it all polished, and the roof looking silver as well. Should come together really looking good hopefully. And then the trim will go along the bottom and then through the centre part there. A couple of trims on the door. Wheels got to come off, I've got to refurbish them. I'm going to do them the same colour as the roof. So they're, I'm going to flick them down to nothing, then paint them. Won't get them powder coated. By the time they charge us all the money to do them and all the time, I might as well just get on with it and get them painted. Right, I show you now. The door ended up needed a fair bit of work, and this is, we did strip it all down previous, but like now you look at it in the daylight as it were, the bottom had a bit of corrosion, so we cleaned all that back, put all gelinite on there. Anything was a bit crusty we've took off. Then along this edge here, as you can see, if the paint's good, we've left it there. If it's crusty, we've took it off. And then treated all the metal way round. Obviously there's foam that goes in there. The bars had a little bit of corrosion on them through moisture, so we cleaned them all the way back. That's for the air vent, that hole. In the bottom there is usually a water trap. There was a couple of holes in the aluminium. If you see up inside there, you can see where we've soldered the little holes. We're going to wet flat them and then polish them. That's about the best it'll get without doing new doors. This is the air vent. I've got to go a little bit trick with the rivets when it goes back on because we had to grind them off. But it had it was all corroded, but it looked like it was like little melted bits of aluminium. So we wet flatted that. I'll go finer and finer and then polish that, and that'd be a good piece to go again. I'm gonna on the inside of that there, I'm gonna use grip fill after, so as it's got a base for any of the water to settle, and also as well we're going to drill 3 holes for any drainage. Then that way it should hold it back for years hopefully. When I'm happy with that, just going to leave it as you see it there and paint it silver, all of this. and then same as the roof again, and then on the outside obviously we're going to be polishing. But if I hold that up, right, still some paint on there. I paint stripped these about 4 or 5 times. As you can see, the solder is in the hole, so I've just got to wet flat that a bit more. It's the best I'm going to be able to get it, to be fair. Once it's polished you won't notice it, but you're on the floor. Also as well, along the bottom there was rivets, but they're solid. We've ground off one side. They're not coming out unless we're going to bend it in half, so I'm going to re-rivet the strip that goes along the bottom. Just going to re-rivet in other places. Be strong enough then. Right, all the marks and everything, wet flat it all, and then I'll be polishing it. But then I've got to do the foam on the inside, so it's got a bit of strength. But we're getting there with that. You see some good progress with that. Then moving on, we got over here, we got the hinges. Again, bear in mind these are 60 years old, so as you can see, look, they've got to come out, clean them, go right to town, so they will reuse them. On this side here, these are too big, they're rubbish, so I'll just sort that out properly. But also as well with this bolt that goes through them, at some point this was just a bodge, so I'm going to use either a threaded bar or something, but then with dome nuts, do it all to size, shim it up a little bit so as you've got some sort of like movement in there, and then so it all looks right. I'm going to wet flat these. See the texture, it's horrible, all crusty, rusty, bumpy. So we're going to go to town, smooth that right away out, and then I shall polish them when they're on. It goes underneath, so then you don't see anything else. So we'll polish it all up with 2 dome nuts, should look good. So just want to show you a picture of them before we do the work on them, otherwise you don't realise how much work goes into them. All little bits, but they're going to make it. But then once I do these, polish the door, it can go on the caravan, then we can polish the whole thing. It's going to be a bit of a mission, loads of wet flatting, loads of polishing. So I'll keep you updated. See you later, bye.